like your jerk-off name. I don't like your jerk-off face. I don't like your jerk-off behavior. And I don't like you. Jerk-off.
Oh! What the fuck, T? Not for nothing. This guy's a dick. Folks, how are you? It's Tuesday, December 48th. Know what I'm saying? Good to be with you. Beautiful outside as usual, and just really is heaven down here. I always do that. I go, I don't know, coming down here, I didn't, comedy, there's no clubs and shit and whatever, but then I'm like, I've never been more content. And that's saying a lot for me, because I'm a miserable cocksucker, anybody will tell you. And even people who meet me down here go, you're content right now? But there's a lot to say for that. You know what I mean? Yes, would I like to be Louis C.K. flying around the world doing comedy? I guess. I don't know. If I made it to that level, maybe I'd still hate the travel. But I would love the fucking... I don't even know what he makes. Next time I get that prick on the phone, I'm going to go, Louis, I'm close enough to you. What do you... When you call a comedy club at 1 p.m. and go, I want to work out there, and you can sell out like 2 shows at a regular comedy club... I mean, what are they just there? He'll take the door, right? He'll go, I'm taking the door, you take the, and they're not going to say no on a Wednesday night. So I know I know what you get when you have a door deal and sell out a comedy. So, I mean, just that alone is more than most people make in a year. And that's him practicing in comedy clubs. Then he flies to Czechoslovakia. I don't know how many seats he's doing there. We know he does Madison Square fucking Garden a couple times if he has to. I have to ask him. I go, dude, we've shared everything. You got to tell me, or you can go fuck yourself. That was Paulie Walnuts. Anytime anybody yelled at him. All right. What the hell else? Just so you know, did we do the pizza thing on Bitchin' Kitchen? I got it. Probably, right? Early, yeah, well, if it was early, it was wrong because I made it last. The last 2 times, folks, I got it. I got the New York pizza. I got the recipe off the internet from a guy who used to make pizza in New York, and the dough is just incredible. But I was still I was trying to roll it out, and, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I was trying to fucking roll it out and whatever else I was doing wrong. Oh, I would try to make it the day I made the dough, which you don't, because you got to let it proof for a couple days, even a week. And I don't know if I'm boring you guys with this, but what happens with that? Then when you stretch it, it stays stretched. As opposed when you try to make pizza the same day you make the dough, it keeps shrinking back. It's like elastic. It's fucking. But you let it, proof in the refrigerator for a couple days. So I'm doing this with my fist, stretching it. No rolling pin. They say because you'll knock the air out of it. You want those bubbles, right? And yes, last night was the best I ever fucking made. I'm doing this and that, and then the wife comes, oh, sorry, honey, and all the shit like that. And it came out to like this, the size I wanted. It didn't snap back, and it was phenomenal. That's all I'm going to say. We might have to do it over if we did it. Huh? Absolutely. This is like the 5th time I thought I had it nailed since I started making pizza 20 years ago. But this is it, with the pizza oven and the whatever. Boy, was that a greasy Italian opening. People in Nebraska going, what the fuck? Can we change the channel? Yeah, let's talk about steak, asshole. Let's get to it, I guess. Playoff hockey again last night, though. Oh, my aching stem. I don't know how to convince people. My eyes well up when people getting hit. Their helmets are popping off. Goalies are making saves you've never seen in your life. Again, 5 minutes of play without a fucking whistle. Elbows to the... One guy threw a forearm shivel out. It was intentional as I've ever seen. And the refs didn't even call a minor penalty on him. Even Mark Messier, during the period, goes, that's a suspension. And the other guy's, a guy who's supposed to be a former ref said, well, I don't know if it was... Messier's like, I played the game. I've done that to people. That was intentional. This guy threw a forearm shiver like he was a fucking linebacker, shedding an offensive guard right to the chin. Guy went down like a bag of shit and pushing and shoving and... Again, nobody dropping the gloves. They're punching each other in the face with the gloves on now. Because if you drop them, you go into it. Anyway, books and crooks. That's the headline. The Trump administration has revoked the visas of over 4,000 foreign students in its first 100 days, the bulk of which have committed crimes in the United States of America. Imagine all the shit Biden could have done. Even Obama was tough on, kicking people out, they said. More than 90% of the rogue students who saw their visas, these aren't credit cards, folks. These are things that let them go to school over. Nixed had committed crimes such as arson, wildlife, and human trafficking. Bringing turtles over in a suitcase. Child endangerment, domestic abuse, DUI. A lot of perverts, I noticed. Touching kids and fucking. A lot of that in that culture, huh? And robbery. What, Nick? They don't do it in white culture. I don't give a fuck. It's our country. We'll catch them. DUI, robbery, a senior State Department source told the Post on Monday. More than 500 of them had assault raps.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And some, I assume, are good people.
But
remember all the shit he took for that? You remember he said that 10 years before Biden let everybody, and they were fucking racist, bigot. And the guy's fucking hardly been wrong about anything. That's the truth of it, folks. I hate to say that, but anyways, the State Department worked with the Department of Homeland Security and French bread snacks. What? Which tapped into their databases and compared that information with the existing law enforcement records. The thousands of students, most of whom hail from Asia and the Middle East, surprise, surprise, were swiftly notified that the State Department had stripped them of their status in the United States. So many of these foreign students were like,
But you don't have opening?
"Oh,
But why not?
you go home now." No. No. Some have already departed on their own, while others will soon be rounded up like the fucking scum that they are by immigration agents as part of Trump's mass deportation agenda. And again, we want the best and brightest. It's really true. To fucking, if I want all the Asians and Indians we can get when you're working with tech and whatever. You know what I'm saying, folks? Even Russian, whatever, as long as they play by the fucking rules. Why should we be different? If you read your Quran, that's all they've been doing their whole lives, is they infiltrate other countries. And, sure, they were more barbaric back in the day, but now they slip in, and their goal, and I don't give a fuck, call me a bigot, racist, their goal is fucking world domination. They'd be happy if you had Sharia law fucking tomorrow. Look at England. You can't even argue with me. Anyways, if you come to this country as a student, we expect you to go to class and study and get a degree. If you come here to vandalize a library, take over a campus, and do all kinds of crazy things, we're going to get rid of these people. I don't know who said that.
Who the fuck said that?
Who's the capitalist motherfucker? Probably Trump. But anyways, and again, I missed a sound. I don't know. I can't explain it, Dallas. Can't explain it. I go over with a fine-tooth comb. Now I'm down 11%. We better get going. Let's move on. Let me tell you, I hate mosquitoes. Now I'm doing a Southern guy. I'm giving up on that. I got to practice that in the shower. Sanctuary shitties. Steve Sweeney, the godfather of comedy in Boston, used to do a guy named Mayor White, Kevin White, Irish guy, and he would say, "The shitty of Boston." So Sweeney did a great impression. The shitty of Boston. He'd do it on the fucking radios and AM radio, and then still let him do it because that's how Kevin White said it. It was fucking great. President Trump on Monday will sign an EO. You know what that is, folks? That's right. Executive order that will direct his administration to draw up a list of shitty sanctuary shitties that are not complying with federal immigration laws in an effort to crack down on local governments not cooperating with his actions.
You fucking people. You have no idea how to defend a nation.
I mean, they're ignoring him. This is when, and seriously, in law enforcement, I'll tell you, whoever's in law enforcement, the army, military, this is when societies fall apart. When the so-called good people, the law and order, start ignoring the people above them. That's when shit happens. Then you have no cops to defend you and all this fucking shit. That's why I'm saying they got to make a bigger deal about this. Put the judges and all these douchebags that are ignoring, and they're all 90% of them are like women that went to Yale. Again, miserable lesbians who hate Trump and anything, on the right. And they rule against him. And I still don't understand. I read weeks ago that they can't overrule a president when it comes to like foreign policy and shit. Yet still, I don't know, it's still happening. Don't make us take the law into our own hands, judges. What was that movie with Michael Douglas? I think it was Michael Douglas. Something Chamber. I told you about this. Something Chamber. It was retired judges, like in San Francisco. This is a movie, like 10 of them that would get together for a meeting once a month because all the scum, just like now, the scum was getting let off back on the streets after a rape and shit, and they were getting sick of it, and they were retired judges, and they get together and they planned, and they were killing these guys. How good a move. Dude, you think I could remember the fucking name of it? Something Chamber. Jesus, Nick. I'm going to change the name of this show to, what happened? What are we doing?
What's going on right now?
Yeah, what's going on right now? What? When you get a chance, Google it. You can do it while I'm reading. Because I'm dying of curiosity over here. Look at Dallas. I just got a low power warning. The order will direct Attorney General Pam Bondi and Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to provide a list of sanctuary cities in which local officials are not complying with this federal order and are not complying with federal immigration laws. Press Secretary Cutie Pie Caroline Levitt. Boy, she's no KGP. And thank God for that, said Monday, adding that the published list will include state and local jurisdictions that obstruct the enforcement of federal immigration laws. Here is what I call captain of the football team, Tom Homan, Trump's border czar. Here's what he had to say. I don't know why he's dressed like Rodney Dangerfield, but check it out.
I've been at this for over 40 years. I worked for 6 presidents.
Well, I'll tell you, I worked for 6 presidents.
Every president I ever worked for took border security seriously because you can't have national security if you don't have strong border security.
I'll tell you.
We got to know who's coming in, what's coming in, where's coming in, why it's coming in, right?
Mexicans don't respect me at all.
Even President Obama and President Clinton took some steps to secure the border because they understood national security was important. Joe Biden was the first president in the history of this nation who came into office and unsecured a border on purpose.
Yes, sir.
You can't get any clearer than that. And why anybody, knowing that, would vote Democrat ever again or listen to the media ever again? Why? You guys don't even know what you're pushing back against. No, we want rapists here. That's why our people who represent us in D.C. are flying to El Salvador to help a gangbanger. You guys are fucking digging a hole, and you're already in a hole. You're about 4 minutes from China. Ask Hunter Biden for the rest of the directions. Isn't that priceless? I got to check a message here. Let it roll. My wife might have a kidney stone. I still think it's from when I elbowed her. Folks, I don't do that. Relax. I love how he's got a black suit, white shirt, red tie. I mean, ugh.
Star Chamber.
Star Chamber was the movie. I think it's Michael Douglas. I love it. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. I actually think he's underrated. Love him in everything he did. Star Chamber. A bunch of retired judges get together. I think they're in San Francisco, and they're sick of the fucking crime and how judges are letting people off on technicalities and shit. So they get together and go, let's start killing these motherfuckers. Couldn't make that movie today. Because the left, they are the judges that are letting people off. And Hollywood's run by the people that like those judges. I hate those cocksuckers. I tell you, Frank, I never turned you. Back to the show, discombobulated. All right, on to, I hope it's a light one. I'm coming up on my 20-minute read. Not sure about Shedeur. Shedeur Sandbags, have you been following this this soap opera? The Shedeur Sandbags, if you don't know, is Deion Sanders, maybe the greatest defensive back to play in the NFL, but he's a ghetto punk, and he's still a ghetto punk, and he hates white people. It's very hard to fucking hide. They love their bling. They think the whole world's against him. And this is his son, who played at Colorado, broke all these records last year. Again, they already retired his shirt. He played for what, 2 years at Colorado? Do you see that type of shit? Oh, my fucking aching. Anyways, some people thought he was going to get drafted first, like the number one pick in the draft. They fifth round. Shedeur Sanders apparently isn't the only person who torpedoed his NFL draft chances. When discussing the former Colorado quarterback's stunning slide over the weekend to the fifth round in the 2025 draft, with the Browns grabbing him at 144, that's punishment enough overall. Boomer Esiason claimed Monday that 23-year-old Sanders wasn't on the draft board at the discretion of unnamed ownership. Some of the owners that own the fucking NFL team said, I don't want him on the draft board. That's how toxic. And they don't want to deal with his father and all the baggage that comes with it. Here's my boy Boomer.
They took him off. And they took him off because the owner said, take him off. I don't want that guy.
Get him out.
Shedeur Sanders just torpedoed himself. His
that
attitude
hurts.
Off the field at the combine. His dad didn't help him either. You know, he was on podcast talking about, this is my son. If I can get him to where I want to get him to, I'm going to do that. But, you know, when you listen to this kid talk right prior or at the combine about if you want a new culture in your locker room, I'm the guy to do that. I can turn it around. I mean, he's very high on himself. And
really?
I think he was very off-putting to many, many coaches and general managers in the league. And I'm telling you right now, and I know this after talking to 3 different personnel people in the NFL this weekend, they didn't even have him on his board.
Huh? Can you imagine? And this is the day and age where coaches will protect these guys, these young black guys, to the mats because they don't want to appear racist or anything. That's how toxic. And Shedeur, dude, I know you're not listening to me, but I'm just saying, you can prove them all wrong still. I mean, Tom Brady was picked 199th overall, 6th round. And he's saying all the right things, but it doesn't help when your dad's out there saying the wrong shit. And who you praise all the time. So in the months leading up to the draft, Sanders stirred buzz over comments made at the NFL Scouting Combine in February when rumors percolated about the QB's alleged unprofessional behavior. He walks into one of the meetings and goes,
"Hey, where are the white women at?"
No, he didn't. That's a keeper. We went from Jackson State to Colorado and changed 2 programs back to back. This is him talking in a meeting to the fucking coaches, NFL coaches. Sanders said at the combine, he goes, you don't think I could come into the NFL franchise and change a program again? It's history. It's always going to repeat itself. That might be the most ignorant thing.
I have a big mouth.
Can you imagine being a coach? You're supposed to come in humble. Hey, I'll do whatever you ask. You don't come now. Today, I'll give you an update on the story. What's come out today, we don't know if it's true or not, but probably makes sense. He was acting kind of shitty in these meetings with these different NFL teams. He was doing that to the teams that he didn't want to get drafted by. He was sandbagging them, as they say. Which, again, and you're going to tell me his dad wouldn't be smart enough? His dad knows how it works. So he would maybe, now that comes out. Now you're really fucking toxic. And now you're living in Cleveland. That's punishment enough. Folks, I've been to Cleveland many times. There's nothing wrong with it. But everybody takes shots at him.
I mean, it's the Browns.
Huh? It's the Browns. Exactly. Where careers go to die.
Could you imagine? He's probably going to be the scout team.
I don't know. Guy's a great athlete. I really don't. I fucking, if you put a chip on his shoulder, which they just did, I mean, black dudes, when you get them, when they're hungry, they're hungry. What does that mean, Nick? I don't know. Fuck off. Hey, May 15th and 16th, come see me at Zanies in Rosemont, Illinois. 1 show Thursday night, 1 on Friday night. Friday night's almost sold out. Few tickets left. And as far as you want to support my show, go to the merch page at nickdip.com and buy shit. Mugs, hats, caps, tampons, umbrellas, biscottis. That's right. Go to nickdip.com. You guys can watch full episodes of my show and Louder with Crowder and all exclusive Rumble Premium content, you can watch it ad-free with one subscription. You believe that shit? So join Rumble Premium by clicking on the link in the description below. And you'll be glad you did. Because, like I said, just Crowder's show alone. And they're putting together this lineup of guys like Tim Pool. These guys have been on the internet for years, right-leaning dudes who have huge followings. And it's going to be a train. And Crowder's at like 11 a.m. So, absolutely, it's worth your while.
Hi, good night, everybody.